When married couples think about estate planning, they often assume they're already protected. After all, everything goes to the surviving spouse, right? In Minnesota, that assumption leads to one of the biggest and most costly estate planning mistakes married homeowners make. Today, we're here to talk about what that mistake is, why it matters, and how to avoid it. Hi, my name's Alec Osland, and I'm an attorney at the Yanowitz law firm, where we've been assisting families with wills, trusts, and probate for over 3 decades. Here's the mistake: relying on joint ownership alone as an estate plan. Married couples own their home jointly, often as joint tenants, and believe that means no additional planning is needed. While joint ownership does allow the home to pass automatically to the surviving spouse, it does not address what happens after that, and it doesn't protect against many common risks. Let's talk about why. When one spouse dies, joint tenancy causes the home to pass outright to the surviving spouse. That transfer happens automatically outside of probate. On the surface, that sounds great. But now the surviving spouse owns 100% of that home individually. If no additional planning is in place, the home will likely have to go through probate when the second spouse passes away. Even more importantly, joint ownership does nothing to protect the home from long-term care costs, estate taxes, or unintended distributions after the first death. This is especially important in Minnesota. Minnesota has state estate tax with an exemption that is significantly lower than the federal exemption. When everything passes outright to the surviving spouse, couples often miss opportunities to reduce or eliminate Minnesota estate tax at the second spouse's death. In blended families, the risks are even greater. If one spouse dies and leaves everything to the surviving spouse with no trust in place, there is no legal guarantee that the assets, including the home, will ultimately go to the children from the first marriage. The surviving spouse can change beneficiaries, remarry, or unintentionally disinherit other family members. Another major issue is long-term care planning. If the surviving spouse later needs nursing home care or assisted living, the home may be exposed to spend-down requirements or Medicaid recovery, especially if the home is no longer protected by a properly structured estate plan. Joint ownership also does nothing for incapacitated planning. If one spouse becomes incapacitated, joint ownership alone does not give the other spouse authority to sell or refinance the home without proper powers of attorney or certain types of trust-based estate planning. This can create delays and legal hurdles in an already stressful time. So, what should married homeowners do instead? Well, with that, you're going to get the famous attorney answer of, well, it depends. The answer isn't a one-size-fits-all, but for many Minnesota couples, having a properly structured estate plan that includes wills, powers of attorney, health care directives, and often a revocable living trust provides better protection than joint ownership alone. Trust planning can ensure the home avoids probate after both spouses pass away, provides estate tax benefits, can protect the surviving spouse, and clearly defines what happens with the asset when both spouses pass away. It can also be tailored to protect children from prior marriages, and it can address Minnesota state tax concerns. Here's the bottom line. Joint ownership is a tool, not an estate plan. For married homeowners in Minnesota, relying on joint tenancy alone to fix one of the biggest mistakes we see, and one that often isn't discovered until it's too late to fix. At the Yanowitz law firm, we help married couples create estate plans that go beyond basic ownership and actually protect the home, their family, and their legacy. If you're married and own a home in Minnesota, now is the time to review your estate plan or put one in place before a crisis forces decisions. Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe to find out when we post more videos. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye.